Have you ever felt stressed, had trouble sleeping, struggled with time management, or been upset about relationship issues? If so, you aren't alone. These are pretty typical issues that many students experience and often are able to cope with on their own or with the help of friends or family. Sometimes, however, you may not know how to resolve an issue, or it may be difficult to talk about certain things with people close to you. The Counseling Center offers a range of services that take into account the type of issue that you are dealing with, as well as your personality, preferences, and needs. Many students are concerned about privacy, and we take confidentiality very seriously. Using the Counseling Center will not go on your academic record anywhere, and we won't share information with parents or professors without your permission. There are a few exceptions to confidentiality, but these are pretty rare. You are joining the Islander community and will be meeting a lot of new people and having many new experiences. It's going to be important to invest in this community by supporting your friends, but also being willing to step up to help an Islander who you don't know so well if they need assistance. This could mean opening the door for someone or speaking up if you see someone being harassed, but it could also mean noticing if your roommate seems to be withdrawing and encouraging them to talk. Recent studies suggest that rates of anxiety and depression and suicidal ideation among college students has risen dramatically. Often, when students are struggling with depression and suicidal feelings, their first stop is not a counselor's office. They may not know about counseling resources, or they may be apprehensive to seek counseling for a variety of reasons. The people who are in the best position to notice when they are struggling and to intervene are the people who they see every day, their friends, roommates, classmates, and coworkers. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among college students, and it's also one of the most preventable kinds of death. Because this is such an important issue, the state of Texas requires that all colleges and universities provide mental health resources and suicide prevention information to all incoming students. This short video that we will play next describes depression and suicidal warning signs and what you can do to help.
She seemed like she was having a hard time fitting in.
I don't remember many people asking them to hang out.
She took the breakup really hard.
Things weren't the same after she failed that first test.
He worried a lot about disappointing his parents.
He started having a hard time after he got bad news from home.
She started pulling away and wouldn't hang out anymore.
Every time I came home from class, she looked like she'd been crying.
I knew something was up when he gave away his grandpa's watch. He had always told me how much he loved it.
I was worried about him because he hardly ate and was always sleeping.
They even stopped doing the things they loved.
He started drinking almost every day.
He even tried to sell some of his stuff.
I also noticed that she posted weird messages on social media, like, soon this will all be over.
She said she just wished she could go to sleep and not wake up.
They said they were tired of feeling lonely.
She told me that she felt really hopeless about pulling her grade up.
He said he wished he could disappear so he wouldn't be a burden to his family.
He said that I didn't have to worry about him next semester.
I was always taught to mind my own business. Everyone is stressed when they start college, right?
A couple times, I almost tried to talk to them, but didn't, because I figured someone else would.
I did wonder if I was making too big of a deal of it. I didn't want to offend her.
I didn't know what to do or how to help her.
I wanted to ask him if he was thinking about suicide, but I didn't know what to do if he said yes.
I didn't want to be the one to blame if something happened.
I thought to myself, I'll feel better knowing I did something.
I knew someone in the past who had attempted suicide, so I didn't want to risk it.
I would rather have her mad at me than have her hurt or dead.
Even though I didn't know what to do, I knew I had to do something because I really cared about her.
I kept thinking, what if it were me? I'd want a friend to do something.
So I asked him, "Are you thinking about suicide?"
She said yes. So I called the crisis line and got advice on how to help.
So I hugged her and said I'm sorry and offered to spend the afternoon with her so we can talk.
So I shared that I had problems in the past, and I asked if he was comfortable talking to a counselor.
We talked about who could be helpful for extra support for them and decided to call their family and tell them what's been going on.
The more we talked, the more concern she shared for her safety, so we agreed to get the residence hall advisor involved.
In Texas, we take care of each other.
In Texas, we support each other.
In Texas, we never walk alone.
In Texas, we look out for each other.
In Texas, we are family.
To help a friend with thoughts of suicide, follow 3 important steps. Recognize when they're having thoughts of suicide and respond. Warning signs for suicide include verbal cues that reveal feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, or feeling trapped, withdrawal, isolation, changes in mood, changes in sleep patterns, changes in substance use, alcohol or other drugs, giving important possessions away, looking for and obtaining the necessary items to attempt suicide, talking about death or dying if out of the ordinary. Take action and reach out directly or get others involved who can help. Ask directly about suicide. Express concern. Listen with empathy and no judgment. Remind them that help is available. Remind them that they're not alone. Make a referral to a supportive resource like a mental health professional or other campus or community resources.
In Texas,
We're all in this together.
As we saw in the video, if you have wondered if your friend has considered suicide, there's a good chance that it has crossed their mind. It's important to have a conversation and ask them if they have thought about suicide, and if you don't feel equipped to do this, then tell someone who can. If you had a broken leg or were sick with the flu, you would seek treatment from a medical professional. We need to start thinking about mental health in the same way that we think about physical health. Most of you have probably known someone who has experienced anxiety or depression or another mental health condition, so you know that these conditions are real. Your willingness to talk with your friends about mental health concerns helps break the stigma that it is taboo to talk about mental health or seek help for conditions like anxiety or depression. Hundreds of students use the counseling center every year. Depression, anxiety, and relationship concerns are some of the big issues that bring students in. Our staff include licensed professional counselors and psychologists who are experienced in helping students with a variety of issues and concerns. Our staff enjoy getting out of the office and providing fun and educational programming to students to promote student wellness and success. Pause on the Island is a very popular event that we offer at the end of each semester, where students have an opportunity to de-stress with therapy dogs, kittens, and a variety of relaxing and creative activities. In the fall semester, we will be offering both virtual and in-person workshops and groups. Groups and workshops are a great way to connect with peers in a safe and supportive setting to enhance self-understanding or improve coping or communication skills. For information about Counseling Center events, you can find these on iEngage. Sometimes all you need to help you feel better is some information or online resources. Our website includes links to a variety of self-care and coping resources to help yourself or to help a friend. Students occasionally wonder, am I depressed? Is this anxiety? Our website includes a link to Mood Check, which includes brief, anonymous online mental health screenings for depression, anxiety, eating concerns, bipolar disorder, PTSD, and substance abuse. After taking a screening, students automatically receive feedback and recommendations. What if I told you there was a quiet, peaceful place on campus where you could take a break, relax on a cozy couch, enjoy some aromatherapy, meditate, work on a puzzle, or color? It's the relaxation room at the Counseling Center, and any student can call to schedule a 30-minute appointment to use the room. We also have a virtual version of the relaxation room on our website. The people who we usually turn to for advice and support, our friends and family, care about us, but they may have strong opinions or ideas about what we should do or how we should feel. There may be times when you want to talk to someone who is more neutral and will provide a safe and confidential space for you to talk and explore options. If you want or need to speak to a counselor, you can call or come by during our virtual consult/walk-in hours. You can usually speak to a counselor the same day or schedule an appointment at a time that is convenient for you. No one plans to have a crisis or a panic attack, but if it happens, it's important to know that you aren't alone and that help is available. Crisis support is available on a walk-in basis during our regular business hours and 24/7 by phone. Our counselor on duty will gather information about your concerns and determine what services best meet your needs, and will then assist you with connecting with the most appropriate services and resources. If you are in crisis, the counselor on duty will collaborate with you in creating a plan to cope with the crisis. The counselor on duty can also help provide support and guidance if you are concerned about a friend. The Counseling Center utilizes a brief, short-term counseling model to facilitate students' academic success and wellness. Students may receive up to 15 counseling sessions per academic year. However, most students find that they feel better and have met their goals after 1 to 4 sessions. Group counseling involves meeting in a safe, supportive setting with other students who share similar concerns. In the fall, both in-person and virtual group therapy options will be offered. Consider joining one of our groups if you like the idea of learning from and supporting your peers while addressing personal growth goals. We also offer brief psychiatry services. Our part-time psychiatrist works 1 day per week and can prescribe medication for conditions like anxiety or depression, and is able to work with students who are also being seen by a counselor at the UCC. You may want to save this number in your phone. It's our main phone number, but also functions as an after-hours crisis number, evenings, weekends, and holidays. These are some additional mental health resources that you may want to take a picture of and save in your phone. The University Police is the contact for any on-campus emergencies. The Suicide Prevention Lifeline and Trevor Project Helpline are both national crisis hotlines. And then we have also listed 2 crisis text lines. So I encourage you to use these numbers or share them with a friend if you ever need them. And lastly, we encourage you to follow us on Instagram for information about our upcoming events and resources. On behalf of the Counseling Center, we welcome you to the island. And remember, we're here for you if you ever need us.